moving on next, we have been talking a lot about brands going digital, and at the same time, we have India going digital. We've been hearing a lot about that, and all of us have become a part of it somehow or the other. So today we have a different perspective from marketing research side. So, Karan Chechi, he'll be talking about Indian startups going digital. So I would request Karan to join us. And Karan is the research director for TechSide Research, and he has been dealing with various methods to penetrate and find the details and intricacies of marketing and branding efforts which have to be taken up. So I would request Karan to come up and join us on the stage. Please just put your hands together for Karan.
Thank you for joining today. My name is Karan Chechi. I'm working as Research Director with TechSide Research. TechSide Research is a premium market research and consulting service provider with offices in Canada, UK, US, and India. And we have been tracking diverse industry verticals, and one of the sectors that we have been tracking is digital media industry. So let me throw some insights into this industry. Now, there is a very strong word, around all of us, which has been, creating curiosity in our minds. So, we all want to be a part of it. We all think that, we wanted to create something new. But, when somebody has already done it, then we feel it that, okay, hey, I could have done it very well, right? So probably you can guess it very well. I'm talking about the startups. Now, we all are really good in creating theories. That, hey, X company came out with an online ad which helped them do this, or hey, that Y company came out with more videos because of which they have been able to target a particular segment of audience. So in the end, what we have is multiple theories. And someone really wise and very high stature, Sir Edward Deming, said, a very famous data scientist, he said that without data, you're just another person with an opinion. So that's where TechSci Research comes into the picture, and we provide research or data-backed consulting services to the companies looking to achieve pinnacle in their fields with solutions ranging from market exploration, need gap pain point analysis, helping companies develop new products based on the consumer demand, market entry strategy, understanding consumer shifts, competition intelligence, and much more. Now, let's take a closer look at a very small piece of work done by TechSci Research in order to understand how Startup India is going digital. Now, India is ranked among top 5 countries across the globe in terms of startups, with, of course, US leading with 83,000 plus startups, followed by China and India with 10,000 plus each. And then you have UK with around 7,900 plus, Canada with around 6,100 and counting. So probably now you can guess why TechSci Research has so much emphasis on startups, because TechSci Research has its own presence in, in 4 out of 5 top markets. This is again followed by Indonesia with 1,082 startups, Brazil with 649, Spain with 629, Germany with 445, Italy with 427, and Nigeria. Surprising, huh? Nigeria with 421 startups. So now let's take a closer look at the Indian startup story. Out of the total 10,000 startups, around 4,300 are technology-based startups, and 5,700 are non-technology-based startups. So the notion that a lot of people have that startups are all about technology is not correct. You can see for yourself that we have a higher number of non-technology-based startups. Now, let's take a look at the startups by sector. Which prominent areas where we have witnessed higher number of startups in technology versus non-technology-based startups again. In technology-based startups, of course, the highest number of launches have been recorded in e-commerce with 34%, followed by B2B with 24%, consumer internet with 12%, mobile apps with around 10%, SaaS with another 9%. So this is probably another reason why we all keep talking about e-commerce, because when you have more companies launching in e-commerce, means more marketing leading to higher consumer awareness, and ultimately competition pushing the demand. Now that's why we have competition, which is good. Now, if we look at non-technology based startups, then highest number of launches have been recorded in engineering with 17%, followed by construction with 13%, agri products with 11%, and so on. Now, there is another interesting insight why people correlate startups with technology. Because when we look at launches, then we know that we have higher number of 5,700 plus startups in non-technology versus 4,300 in technology. But if we look at the investment scenario, then of course startups getting funding in technology-based startups is much higher when compared with non-technology-based, which all creates a lot of media hype. And then when we read in newspaper that, hey, that X e-commerce company got $100 million funding, or hey, that taxi aggregator got more than $200 million funding, it really fascinates us all. And even we think that, okay, even I could have done it, but why didn't this idea came to me? So let me show you the further breakup of these startups by different segments. So if you look at it closely, then in the next 5 years, what we are expecting that you would see much higher penetration or more number of startups coming from e-commerce and enterprise software solutions. These are the two categories which are growing at a much higher pace. The investment into e-commerce is going down, as somebody very recently mentioned that the valuations are going down for e-commerce. Now, if you look at the enterprise software, there is a huge market which is still pending out there, and a lot of movement is still expected out there. Now, what if I have to take away something from this, then probably e-commerce, consumer services, and enterprise. These are the ones which are at the top, I would say. And you're going to witness much more higher number of startups coming up in these categories in next 5 years. Now, if you look at the startups by segments, again, 83% of the startups were focused towards B2C segment, whereas 17% were for B2B, of course. And now, if you look at the investment growth, in B2C, the investment growth we are expecting is 95%, whereas for B2B segment, it's 250% now. It's quite obvious that whenever a new market comes up, B2C is the most easiest one, and people start rushing towards it. B2B is a little difficult one. That's why it takes a little time to pick up. That is the reason that the time for the B2B is now coming up, I would say. So B2C is definitely going to go. I would not say it's going to go down. It's going to slow down, I would say, rather say, right? So, but yes, B2B is the next thing that you are going to witness in next 5 years. And then, of course, within share of B2C focused investments, again, if I have to talk about, then in 2014, if you look at in e-commerce, around 60% investments came in e-commerce. However, in 2015, that share dropped to 36%, almost 50% down it was. Then aggregator business, of course, it has grown from 26 to 33%. Then you have hyper-local e-commerce, which is, of course, growing. It's a new concept, very recent one. Then again, if you look at the B2B focused investments, in 2014, most of the e-commerce enablers were the ones who were coming up, like delivery services, those kind of ones. And then, of course, enterprise software is there, and e-commerce enablers has gone up by almost 48% in 2015 in just 1 year. And analytics is, of course, 18% now. So what is driving startups market? Fast-growing economy, FDI norms, rising middle-class income, growth in discretionary spending, rising internet penetration. These are some of the reasons, some of the factors which are really driving the growth for the e-commerce industry, for the startups in India. Now, what are the challenges that startups are facing? Multiple clearance requirement, multi-tax existence. I'm sure we all are aware of Maharashtra having Octroi, which is a very, very pain area for a lot of marketers, right? Then infrastructure in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, stringent exit policies, and technological risks, of course, they are there always. So now, how are the startups investments coming in India? So if you look at India closely, then you would see that most of the startups are coming in 3 major metropolitan cities: Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai. These are the 3 major hubs. And if you look at the investment scenario again, Delhi NCR is leading with almost 2.3 billion investments in just last year, followed by your Bangalore with 1.2 and Mumbai with 1.1 billion. All right, so like for other business segments, startups are also highly impacted by digital marketing. So today's quickly transforming social, political, and business ecosystem is propelling towards newer technologies at a rapid pace. Technology has tailored the way individuals spend the day, from social interactions and squandering news to the way business and brand communicates with each other. Product and service information is now available on a finger touch, and consumers have much more options for buying products and services, whether it be online or from their mobile devices or as a result of timely delivery of a special offer. All of these developments and arguments forced marketers as well as brand managers to get tech savvy and use available technologies to deliver the right information to their audience at the right time. In the year 2015, investments on globally digital marketing is estimated to be more than 123 billion, reporting over 10% year-on-year growth. Generally, investments made on digital marketing is about 20-25% of the total marketing budget of an enterprise. In the next couple of years, the share we are expecting to go up by almost 30% of the total marketing budget, of course. And investment on digital marketing is growing continuously. During 2011 to 2015, overall digital marketing investment grew by about 35%, whereas investments by startups and non-startups at a CAGR of 40 and 33%. So you can see very well that the spend by startups is at a much higher pace as compared to those traditional enterprises. All right, so now if you look at the different ways or categories of investments in digital marketing, then search advertisement, display advertisement, social media, mobile, email, video are the prime categories of digital marketing in India. Search advertisement and display advertisement accounts for majority of the chunk in overall digital marketing with cumulative share of more than 60% in 2015. However, according to TechSci Research forecast, during next 5 years, investment in video is going to overtake email and mobile. Video is going to grow at a much higher pace during next 5 years with a lot of startups focusing on this area, such as live videos. In case if you've not tried it, I must recommend that you should definitely look for it. Live videos, it's a very good concept, new concept, it's going really well now. So if you look at this graph very closely, you would see that videos currently in 2011 was at about 4.76%. That was the share of videos. And by 2021, we are expecting this 4.7 to go up to 9.31%. That's the kind of jump that it's going to have. Whereas if you look at other traditional ones, such as search advertisement, which was at 34% in 2011, will drop down to 32%. And again, email will go down by another 4%, so on. Now, this is, there are different ways to analyze data and to, get the outcome out of it. This is one such way of, identifying which is the most attractive segment in which one should be looking at. So if I look at this graph, it shows clearly that, search advertisement is, of course, the biggest arena which has highest market size. However, if I look at the video category, it is growing at a much faster pace. So this graph is a combination of CAGR along with the market size. So it shows that video and search advertisement, these are the two main categories that are going to come up. Now, in terms of the investment on digital marketing by startups, like I said, NCR, Mumbai, and Bangalore are the prominent regions. Cumulatively accounted for more than 85% share in value terms, revenues. Here, value share is the investment amount share, and volume is calculated on the basis of the number of investment projects, basically. Now, this slide shows a partial list of few digital marketing companies, such as Pinstrom, Tixu, Reprise Media, and so on. So this is just one of the examples of of market analysis that TechSci Research has produced. I believe these are interesting times, especially in India. This is just the beginning for India. I am very excited to see how this is going to grow. I'm very excited to track this market, and of course, I believe there's a lot more to go. So I guess that's pretty much from my end. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your patience. So if you have any questions, then I can answer them. No? All right. Yep.
Have you guys ever tracked as to where, from which area
Mm-hmm.
the maximum of startups come from? Not on the people, basically, or origin of the people.
Okay, origin of the people?
Yeah.
Okay, are you talking about the regionally, or what exactly?
Yes,
Right, yeah.
which is the place where maximum startups come from?
So maximum startups are coming from Delhi NCR. NCR is the hub. So maximum number of startups, if you will look at, so they come up from Delhi NCR, followed by Mumbai, and then Bangalore.
Is this in terms of the funding?
No, not the funding. I mean, funding is of course there. The reason is because most of the funding and VCs, these guys are based in Delhi NCR or Mumbai. That is the reason that if somebody is starting up a startup, he prefers to have an office in Delhi NCR or Mumbai. This is the reason. Sorry.
What are your point of view on the Startup India scheme launched by the government? Because I was reading in a newspaper that said during the last month they received around 30 applications and just only one passed the criteria for receiving. That was not due to the tax thing or something. So how do you think, will that really help, or is just a kind of propaganda like other governments?
No, what I believe is that the startup mission that has been launched under Modi government will certainly help a lot of startups. We have to understand that whenever a new policy comes in, it's a new thing for the government as well, right? They've not done it in the past, so it's a new thing for them. They're trying to do something new. They're trying to help companies, right? Now, a lot of good things are there. For example, tax incentives is what they're offering, and easy clearances is what they're offering. One-day registration is what they're offering. So a lot of at least the emphasis is there, right? If you talk about 5 years back, there was no emphasis. Nobody was even talking about it. So I'm happy that at least something is happening. At least government is looking at it now. Fine, I can understand that it might take time to shape up, or to be in a good position that people can actually make really good benefit out of it. But yes, at least something is happening, and something is better than nothing, I would say. So yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Nope. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to India's first corporate news channel. We invite interviews, articles, press releases from your organization. Visit our portal www.indianconventions.com. Thank you.